Hey, this is Ro from ZeroToRockstar.com. Welcome to another episode, I suppose if you can call it that. FYI, this is take 3 of this audio. Long story, I'd rather not really go over it. Just a lot of distractions, a lot of my... we have pets, right? So it's like they know that I'm trying to get something done. Nobody really wants to do anything in this room. I'm sitting in the kitchen, I'm set up on the kitchen table. Nobody wants to come in here and get things done until I'm kind of hitting record and I'm doing stuff. And all of a sudden, everybody wants to get a snack. Humans and pets alike. And I'm like, I have a really good mic. So if you're like snacking on something, I can hear every crunch of it, including the dog and the cats. And awesome. And this is why I try to get up really early. Saturday has become my audio recording day. I'm usually up very early when everybody's still asleep. But today, for some reason, I got up at like 8:45, which I knew this was going to be a bit of a problem, recording-wise. So, guess what I'm doing next week? I'm going to make sure I am up by like 5 a.m. and doing this, so it's one take and I'm done, Because I think I lose a little bit of momentum and I have to redo it over again. And sometimes, since I don't have notes, I don't follow a script, it feels like I covered some good stuff on the prior takes that I don't get to do on the new one. So we'll see. Anyway, so recap of this past week. Past week meaning from last Sunday to today, which is a little weird. I'll get into that later. Because I think I'm going to shift the schedule a little bit. That way it makes more sense as far as reporting goes. So this past week, I think the main thing that sticks out in my head is that I was able to dedicate more time to draw, which is always a plus. Especially since I had that like massive dry spell for a year or whatever, over a year. So it's really important that I just, in the evenings usually, before I go to bed, that I set aside time to do that. And for this past week, I managed to do like 2 or 3 sessions in the evening where it's uninterrupted 2 hours. That might not seem like a lot to, much to a lot of people, but to me it is, because it's just really difficult to actually sit down and even get an hour on some days where it feels like I'm actually drawing something rather than, I think I'm gonna pass out and fall asleep at my desk holding an inking pen, No, but this past week it's pretty productive, that in those terms. And while I was drawing, I would put up a movie soundtrack for old movies. Like for a time there, I was listening to the Metropolis soundtrack, and then I switched over to the Nosferatu soundtrack. It's just kind of a nice. It ebbs and flows, and it kind of like has different moods and stuff, and it's just kind of a nice background to work with. So yeah, you can see the results of those. I posted them up on Instagram, except for the one I started last night, because I started a new sheet last night. I only have 3 grids filled out, 3 grids or 2.5 grids filled in. I started that like last night. And so I have 2 full sheets. I believe it's number 8 and number 9 on the grid series. I was looking back at my Instagram post, and I think originally meant for this series to be like 12 pages. I don't know. I'm not sure if there's a reason behind that. I have to kind of revisit and figure it out. Otherwise, because I was thinking I was going to do 24 of those, 24 pages. But we'll see. It's not set in stone, so I might go ahead and push it to, double the amount of my original intent. So let's see, self-improvement, since we covered the creative part. Self-improvement, my target usually is about three times a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday exercise. Wednesday I had a meeting, so I believe I did my exercises Monday, Thursday, and so yesterday I didn't do it, but today I have it scheduled. So it's a little bit over the place, but I believe I'm still gonna hit that mark. I'll let you know next week, because I do plan on exercising today. It's very important to me that I get that done. Let's see, meditation is another one that I've been trying to be good on. I've been meditating pretty much every day. I missed one day. I'm trying to remember what day it was. I think it was a Tuesday, and I tell you, whatever day it was not one of the best days this week. Like, mood-wise, it was just not good. I was a little bit grumpy. I was a lot grumpy that I missed it in the morning. I tried to catch up. I tried to do it midday. It just doesn't work as well for me to meditate midday than when I do it before I actually get up and do things. So what works for me is like as soon as I wake up, that's the first thing I do pretty much, instead of running around and getting stuff done. So that's what works for me, so that's what I prefer. Speaking of this morning, I still haven't meditated. So again, after this, I'm gonna upload I'm gonna transfer the audio file, and then I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the meditation. It's only 10 minutes anyway. That's sufficient enough for what I do. Just because I've been really good at it since New Year's. Before New Year's, leading up to New Year's, it's been kind of erratic. Like, I do it, but like just whenever I get a chance to. So I'm trying to be a little more consistent, because I know it makes my day run smoother when I exercise and meditate and eat right. I've been eating really good like lately, as far as I'm avoiding way too many, consuming too much sugars. I don't have a sweet tooth, but if it's around, I'll pick on it. Also, tend to be, what's the word? It slipped my mind. Hypertensive. I used to have really high blood pressure, and I don't want to have to take meds for that, because I'm too damn young to be taking meds for that, and I think those things do more harm than good, to be quite honest. It's just a matter of I was just eating poorly. Eating on the run kind of thing, so whatever is convenient. And seriously, if a lot of the prepared foods and things, when you eating out is great, but a lot of it is just really high sodium content. So I've been kind of watching my intake for a year and a half now. It's been really good. Just eating a lot more fruits, veggies, and mainly watching salt content. So, and I can see a lot of improvement based on that. So those are the main things. Another thing that I want to kind of tackle, self-improvement wise, is like my sleep patterns. Because I used to be a night owl, but now I can't be a night owl. So I have to, I've been trying to pretty much sleep the same time. But lately I've been just super, super tired, because I've packed so much in a day that, during the days when I need to be up, like the weekends and stuff, like I work on a lot of stuff during the weekend, so I need to be up early to fit in my creative projects. So I end up sleeping in, even with the alarm set up. So, but then again, it's one of those things. It's a balancing act. Like you don't want to force yourself to get up when your body's just like, no, you need this rest, because then you'll get sick. So I need to try to see what's making me super tired or sleeping in, because usually I'm a light sleeper. So when my alarm rings, I'm up. I don't even hear the alarm sometimes. This past week anyway. So I prefer to get up at 5 a.m. would be a good time to get up, because then I get a lot of stuff done. Like today, see, this is taking me longer than it needs to be. Next week I I'm gonna push on that a little bit more. Track my sleeping patterns. Next topic, leisure time. See, this is again, I think for the second week in a row, the way I define leisure time is having time to game. I failed because I have not gamed all week, and typically I do that on Sundays. But maybe I'm being too rigid about defining leisure time. Leisure time is just extra time. You know how you spend it for fun. And if I think about it that way, I think I chose to, instead of gaming, I chose to catch up on some shows that I really like. Last week was Doctor Who. This past week is the same thing. Guess it goes on Sundays, so you know that's like an hour, like in the evening. I think it's 8 to 9 where I'm at. So once I'm done with that, I'm like, you know, I kind of want to read instead of just play games. So I kind of divert gaming time to TV time. So I can't really be too hard on myself. It's leisure time. But I really do want to get some gaming in because I have some games that, you know, and I got a gaming headset for Christmas that I've used for everything else but gaming. So kind of want to see how that goes. Plus I want to insert some footage here just to change it up of my gameplay. So overall, I think I did okay. I think my takeaway from this week is to be flexible. It helps to have a time for everything. However, you need to be flexible to like be able to shuffle things around when things happen. It's not scheduled. You have to have that fluidity, you know, so it doesn't, your whole week doesn't get off the rails, basically. And I think I'm running up to 12 minutes right now, so overall, I did okay without a guide, I think. I hope I didn't ramble on too much. What I'm going to do is, last week I included a task list, to-do list, like a screenshot. I'm going to show that here, if I haven't already. Just to kind of show you what I got done and what I'm going to do today. And then that way next week I can check in and see, hold myself accountable basically. And I think today, after I put together the video and exercise, I'm gonna do some time, spend some time planning the next week, and if I'm going to change not so much the format but how I define the week. Because what happens is if my week starts from Sunday to ends on Saturday. No, but today I uploaded on Saturday, so basically I still have half a day left. It's a little weird. So I'm gonna see if I can kind of shift that to maybe, I don't know, Sunday to Friday, Saturday to Friday instead of Sunday to Saturday. That way all of my to-do list, it's either done or not done. There's no halfway done. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it makes sense to me. So, and that's it. I think I covered everything. So, if anybody out there is watching this, do you have any interesting projects that you work on every day, or how was your week, basically? You get everything done that you wanted to do? Did you miss any key points? I don't know. Hopefully you had a good week either way. So I'm going to wrap this up. It's going to be about 15 minutes long. Longer than intended. See you guys next week. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.